Hi everyone and welcome back to Aquarium. This year marks the 30th year that I've been spawning bettas here in California. Today's topic is about shipping bettas online. I know a lot of you are from the US and so a lot of the things today won't apply to you. Nonetheless, thank you for the support. You're here today because you're thinking about selling fishes online, or you're already selling fishes online and looking for ways to improve, or perhaps you're moving across the country and want to ship a fish. Here are 4 topics that we're going to cover today. 1. Which shipping companies you're going to use. 2. Shipping materials. 3. How to package a fish. And 4. When to send the fish. First and foremost, you need to figure out which shipping companies you're going to use. Some of the most popular ones are USPS, UPS, and FedEx. The more companies you use, the more complications it will get for you. So I recommend using one as your primary shipping company and another just for backup. The most popular is USPS, and let's go over some pros and cons of using USPS.
Of the 3, USPS has the cheapest shipping cost. Most of you are going to use the medium flat rate priority boxes to ship your fish, which costs around $16.10 anywhere in the US. The boxes and padded envelopes are free. Now you might be wondering, why are you talking about envelopes? Nobody ships fishes in padded envelopes. Don't worry, it'll make sense later and you'll thank me for that. USPS also allows live fish shipping. This is a clip from USPS's website with the guidelines on shipping fish. You're welcome to copy and paste that link to read more details about it. The bad. USPS stinks at getting our packages delivered on time, and I think it's gotten worse during COVID. A priority package is supposed to be delivered within 1 to 3 business days. Don't believe them. I always tell my clients, hope for the best and prepare for the worst. With USPS these days, just prepare for the worst. USPS is known for abusing boxes. Even though there's $50 insurance on these priority boxes, it's very hard to file a claim and win when the box is still intact. As the saying goes, you get what you pay for. FedEx and UPS are very similar. They will only allow live fishes to be shipped overnight and must be inspected or approved before shipping. The cost is going to be horrendous, so if you're selling a $30 betta, it might not be worth it for the customer to pay $120 just for shipping. You might want to convince them to buy more fishes from you.
Moving on to topic number 2. Figure out how much your materials cost and incorporate that into the cost of your fish. For example, we're going to use USPS as your shipping company. Here's a list of materials that you will need to ship during the fall, winter, and early spring.
As mentioned before, you want to go ahead and go with the medium priority mail flat rate box. Now there's 2 medium boxes. You want to avoid the thin long one. That's the 14 by 12 inch by 3.5 inch. Again, avoid that one. Get the 11.25 by 8 by 6 inch, which is a lot more boxier. The second thing that's needed is foam sheets. I buy the 1/2 inch 4 by 8 feet Arctic foam sheets from Home Depot for about $10 each. Each sheet should be enough to make 15 boxes, so that's 15 divided by $10 equals $1.50. $1.50 is the cost of the foam per box. I've already done the homework for you, so here are the dimensions to cut the foams. You can pause the video and use this to cut your foam. The third thing you need is 2 special aquarium bags. We need to double bag the fish. Do not use Ziploc bags or clear vegetable bags. They won't hold up during shipping. These aquarium bags averages about 30 cents each. They're usually sold in bulks of hundreds, so it's not ideal for a one-time shipping. I'd recommend you ask a hobbyist friend or a local club member for a couple bags. Someone's bound to have some. So that's 60 cents for 2 bags per box. Number 4, you'll need a heat pack. Prices will vary between $3 to $7. Let's pick $5 since it's almost the average cost and an easy number to work with. 5. Live fish stickers are optional. You can take a piece of paper and just write live fish on there or this side up and tape it on the side of the box. At minimum, you should at least use 2 of these messages on each side of the box to help your mailman. If you do use stickers, you're looking at 15 cents each and that adds up to 30 cents. Other materials like tapes, scissors, cutting blades, I'm not going to include those since most of you should have them laying around your house anyways. Our grand total to ship this box is $23.50. Let's pretend you want to sell your fish for $30. The grand total for fish and box is $53.50. If you're selling a fish, this would be your amount at risk. If you're just shipping your own fish across the country, your amount at risk is probably just the shipping part, since it's very hard to put a financial amount on your own pen.
We sold about 32 bettas last month. Of the 32, 2 died on arrival. One of the bettas was $70 and the other $60, both through USPS. That is a total of $130 retail financial loss. I said retail because technically we imported these fish and bought them at wholesale prices. Nonetheless, we did suffer a loss, and that is part of doing business. I have a 7% loss ratio threshold, which means that we can have some losses in this business. Nothing's perfect, things are bound to happen. But as long as at the end of the year, we have a 7% annual loss ratio, then we're good. I know this isn't an annual number, but let's use last month as an example. We sold 32 bettas, and of the 32, 2 died. So that's 2 divided by 32 equals 0.0625. Convert that to percentage, and you're going to get 6.25, which is okay for us. Ideally, we all want to be at 0, but that's just not realistic in business. At 7% threshold, we're still making a profit, enough to pay overhead and everything else to raise these fish.
Let's move on to topic number 3. How to package a betta fish. This is the bottom side of the box. Here I'm not taping the entire bottom side of the box. I'm only taping the sides to leave this section here open so that oxygen can get in. I made a slit on the bottom piece of the foam so that air can come through into the box. Earlier I showed you guys the dimensions of the foams. If you cut them right, yours should fit snugly like mine's. And by the way, you want to keep the aluminum side facing the inside to help hold heat. All heat packs will require oxygen to initiate the heat. Depending on the time of the year, the amount of fish I'm shipping, and where it's going, I'll either use these larger heat packs or the smaller ones. You'll want to follow the instructions on the heat pack how to warm up the unit. Some will require mixing and rubbing, while others might not. Going back to that hole in the bottom, in order for my heat packs to work for a long time, it needs oxygen. This is why I have that hole on the bottom of the box, so the oxygen can flow through and into the heat pack, keeping the ingredients of that heat pack warm at all time. You're going to have to tape that heat pack to the bottom of the box. Do you guys remember the padded envelopes I talked about earlier? Well, here's where it comes into play. First and foremost, these things are free, so you might want to pick up a few of them. You're allowed to take these padded envelopes, cut them up to fill in the area around the boxes. You can also cut it up and wrap it around your bag of betta to help protect and keep heat in. What you don't want to do is put the bag of the betta fish directly on top of the heat pack. That's going to be too hot and will kill the betta. Alright, we're almost done packaging the box. This is the location where you'll place your label. Your label doesn't have to be fancy. You can print it on paper and just tape it on there nicely. Make sure you tape the entire top part of the label so that it's protected from weather and water. Because I ship a lot of fishes, I like using these stickers. They're just much more convenient. Again, you don't have to, you can just take a marker and write this on there. You're pretty much all done. I don't recommend you drop these off at a drop box. I highly recommend you walk into a US Postal Office and put the box on the counter or hand it to one of the employees. Because I sell bettas only, I'm limited to when I can ship bettas. And from years of shipping and testing, I've stopped selling bettas from the month of November all the way to April. Now that's about 6 to 7 months of just no sales, which is very bad for business. But during those months, it gives me time to grow out some bettas in preparation for the spring rush. As mentioned earlier, we had 2 losses last month, and that was our mistake for starting to sell bettas early. From what we saw, we believe that both bettas did not die from cold temperature. Bettas that die from cold temperature during shipping, the water will always be clear with the, of course, dead fish inside. However, bettas that dies from shipping abuse will always have foul water. From years of experiences, this is usually abuse from the shipping company. Besides knowing when to ship during the year, knowing when to ship during the week is also important. We only ship on Mondays and Tuesdays to avoid weekend delays. USPS warehouses are usually not functioning on weekends. Even though they might have mailmen out running packages on weekends, their offices are not open. So if you ship your fish on Wednesday or Thursday, your fish is likely going to get stuck at the warehouse over the weekend. This is all I have for you guys today. Thanks for checking out the channel, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. Until then, happy betta keeping.